Hi everyone, I thought today I will do a review for this book, which is by Ann Blockley, Watercolour Textures. It's a book that I didn't purchase recently. I in fact had it from years and years before, maybe 5, maybe even more years. So it's one of those art books or the watercolour books that I had purchased when I was trying to get back into watercolor but didn't really kind of invest the time into it. So the artist is painting predominantly flowers, as you will see, so that's a good thing for us who love flowers. The other thing you will notice is that she really likes using a lot of this black to create the texture in her paintings. So basically my thinking is that it could be a Mars black. Let me just quickly grab it. So I think that it might be a Mars black. Now Mars black comes in different brands. Essentially what it is, it's a black which kind of granulates very, very strongly. So this is a Schminke Horadam here, which you don't really see it that much in the swatch. However, when you start mixing it with other colors, you can see the value that it has, the very kind of textured, beautiful, kind of like a 3D effect that it gives a painting. And yeah, so the other thing is, the more water you use with Mars Black, the more it kind of granulates and separates. The other thing it could be, if it's not Mars Black, because it's very strong here, I'm not sure whether she would then mix it with like a deeper black to achieve that or not, but it also could be the Suicide Genuine. It's a black, however the swatch here isn't really great, but I think it is the Suicide Genuine. I've seen it granulate quite strongly, so it's a black that kind of granulates into this very similar thing, but it's hard to see it on this particular swatch. So that's my thinking on that part, because you will see it. So in fact, this illustration that I've done from her book, there is a process video to that. Again, this black, granulating black, is everywhere, and it seems to mix nicely with all the other colors. So you can see she mixed it here with the green, the pinks, and some blues, etc. So yeah. So basically, let's first of all look at the contents actually. So it's introduction, manipulating the paint, using the surface, the creative process, flowers and foliage, animals, still life, buildings, landscapes. So from what I remember, flowers is the biggest subject of her painting. But there are also loads of landscapes, which is great. Nature. So here she's talking about the surface, and that's for me personally, I find it quite interesting. I love looking at something like this where the colors come together. There's some interesting textures going underneath, and so she teaches you how to achieve those textures. This one almost looks like it's worked on gesso. Oh yeah, it has the acrylic paint. There's acrylic ink. You have to read this book. This is a book that you would learn a lot from if you read as well as just look at the pictures, because she does teach you a really substantial amount of the techniques that she uses in her watercoloring. So here are colors beautifully blended. This is really my sort of thing. If you watched my second episode of the old college sketchbook flip through, then you know that I love these sort of color schemes and textures and whatnot. This is very beautiful. Hellebore flowers, beautifully presented, very kind of loose, but the background is gorgeous. The colors, the shapes, you can see that that's the flower, even though it's quite loosely painted. So yeah, great book. If you love blues paintings, I think you really would enjoy it. Some berries here, very autumnal. Some animals. I love this one here. This is my favorite in terms of animal paintings in her book. It's called In the Country. She used some newspaper underneath and then painted over to create again that kind of layered texture, so you can see through a little bit. I wonder if you can see it. I'll just bring it up a bit closer. There you go, you can see the newspaper. Really great idea, actually. I think for that you would need like a clear gesso, so you can attach and paint over it. Yeah, I might try that actually. And there is some still life here. I'll just do a little flip through for you. Gorgeous paintings. Oh, I love these color schemes as well. The greys and the blues with the golden colors. Beautiful. This looks like cling film textures. So yeah, really, really good book. One of my oldies but goodies books. And so I hope you enjoyed this little flip through, and thanks for watching, and see you soon.